Hey guys, I'm Gary, and this is your exclusive movie review of Wonder Woman. Now, this film I honestly thought would suck. As much as I wanted to see it before I saw any trailers or marketing for it, there have been many female centric action movies before this, many based on video games, straight up just action spy stuff. The films end up okay, but they look cheap and their concepts aren't fully realized. When I finally saw this movie, it was thoroughly enjoyable. It was pretty solid for me. It's a fish out of water story, and it dwells in the realm of how an individual feels through certain situations rather than focusing on the politics. When it's clearly out of range of reality, it's hard to try and criticize someone's motives because this doesn't feel like it's set in a world of Man of Steel or Batman versus Superman, where there are tons of politics involved and the characters turmoil against themselves. This Wonder Woman feels like she's in the same world as Christopher Reeve's Superman. A world where she knows who she is, what she wants, and who she needs to fight. The film acts very naive, or at least Diana Prince acts pretty naive. Much like the Superman the movie and Man of Steel, the first half hour is set on the hero's home of Themyscira in 1918, a place only women can live on. And they train, and all they do on this island is train. I loved how they started the setting of Wonder Woman so early in the 20th century, rather than just sticking it into the modern times with later sequels like Wonder Woman 1984 or even up to the date ones with BVS and Justice League. It really gives her depth and history. There's so much she could have done in that time frame of 1918 and the now that they can definitely explore later. She's like a child in this movie. When she leaves the Themyscira and comes to the real world of World War One, instantly she believes that Ares, the god of war, is behind the entire thing. She also believes that you kill Ares, you stop the war. She doesn't see how complicated wars really are. And Steve Trevor is reluctant to just tell her this right off the bat. As Trevor and Diana reach home base in London, she discovers all these wonderful things like ice cream, babies, and dress codes. There is a scene where Trevor and his enslaved secretary, as Diana puts it, draw on dozens and dozens of clothes trying to find out what works for her. In the end, she picks something Clark Kent would have worn back then, a pantsuit with a brim hat and big round glasses with big black frames, then awkwardly walks around with her sword and shield. Actually, most of the movie has all the same beats as Superman the movie. To the robbery in the back alley, to the first reveal of Diana Prince in her armor on the battlefield of No Man's Land. This film is incredibly inspiring. The moment she walks up from the trenches on a wood ladder on the field and walks towards the Germans on the other side. As they are rapidly firing in all directions in her direction, the big superhero shot is when she holds up her shield against the firepower, holding steady. The stance, the pose makes this incredibly epic. After they take down No Man's Land, Diana is praised by the soldiers and the locals as a savior. From there, the movie slows down a bit to give us more of a story on the Germans and their facilities. It very much acts more as a World War film than a superhero one at this point, for a good while. When we get to the end, there is a twist, not an oh my god twist, but a twist. And if they were to add more to David Thewlis's character, maybe it would have made more of an impact, I think. But the big bad CGI beast of Ares shows up to battle Diana, and it does try to be emotional. You can see a more meaningful climax here, but they just go for the CGI fight. I will give this film props though. It's not an action movie per se, it's a historical drama fantasy with some action in it. This movie is good. I'd recommend it if you're one of the few that hasn't seen it. Thanks for watching, and please share if you agree or disagree. Put a comment down below me.